Idaho Garden Girl, Stephanie, hello. Welcome. Thank you for like number one. Idaho Garden Girl, Stephanie, hello. Welcome. Oops. You gotta turn it down. I read off of this. I don't. Okay. You're not exactly catching me at my best. But I can still laugh at myself. I hope you're doing well this evening. And I am having coffee. And I love my coffee. Having some Folgers. Folgers with French vanilla creamer. Maxwell House always said good to the last drop, but I would say Folgers is good to the last drop. But then the Folgers ads were, you remember the old Folgers ads? Handpicked by Juan Valdez, and it shows this little Mexican guy with the sombrero and a burro, and he's picking handpicked by Juan Valdez. Those are probably 40, 50-year-old commercials, but I mean, I love them. KP Heathen, greetings from Louisiana. Hope both of y'all are doing well. And it's supposed to be cold in the morning here. Cold means borderline freezing. So it will be a real cold day here tomorrow. What y'all probably take is just a normal overnight, nothing. This big thing for us. Melinda Elliott. Hello, Melinda. Welcome. 5 in the house, 3 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel. It will be greatly appreciated. Buying space. Hello. Oh, good Lord. Sometimes the spelling goes. I start spelling things wrong. So I've been visiting channels. Haven't visited everybody here, but I've been visiting channels. Been watching videos and shorts and making comments. I even think I went on to a couple of community walls, community posts, and I commented on some community posts. So I'm trying to give back. Enjoying my Folgers coffee and talking about cheesy commercials. Whenever, Maxwell House was good to the last drop. But I always think of Folgers, I think good to the last drop, but then I think back, and it's like the old commercials about handpicked by Juan Valdez. Those old Folgers commercials, handpicked by Juan Valdez, the little guy with the sombrero and the donkey and the baking coffee beans. Eric's MRE reviews and more. Hello, Eric. I need to go and visit your channel, Eric. I love MRE reviews. Let me make a note. Utah Mike. Well, I go back to work tomorrow. I've had 16 days off. This is day 16. Tomorrow is a work day. The kids come back Tuesday. It will be very cold tomorrow when I get up. It will be very cold. Yes, happy Sunday evening. Yes. Die Bullfrog 79. Hello, Uncle Al. Uncle Al had a pot of beans. You know, he had a crock pot with beans cooking, beans and pork. And I think it was, oh shoot, who was it that made Howie? I think was it Howie? Okay, somebody made a comment about, oh wow, and then my response was, there's enough methane in that pot to launch a Falcon Heavy because they use that methalox, you know. They use that methalox. I said, there's enough methane in that pot to launch a Falcon Heavy. Mm. Well, I've been releasing a few more of the wedding videos. I released a short that I had filmed of the room that we had at the Holiday Inn Express. I released a couple of other shorts from that, one from that Christmas tree, and the other one from a couple from breakfast. You know, there. I'm going to be releasing some from Buc-ee's, and I think I already released one from Buc-ee's. I've got 3 or 4 more that I filmed at Buc-ee's, shot at Buc-ee's. I'm going to be releasing those. And if you have not had the opportunity to go to a Buc-ee's, because I think Buc-ee's is just basically in Texas. I think it's just in Texas. But if you haven't had an opportunity to go to a Buc-ee's, man, Buc-ee's is it's just, you know, you get to go to a big one. It's just outstanding, you know. And the one that we went to that's on the way to Houston was really, you know, one of the best ones that they have. Little Lone Prepper, hello, Little Lone Prepper. And I'll tell you something else. Um, I received billing that they took out of my account from the rental car that we rented a car for the weekend because our vehicles run fine, but they're old, and I would not want to take chances on one of them breaking down. You know, a long way from home. As both of them, one of them has about 200,000 miles, the other one has about 100,000 miles on it. No payments. Anyway, and that we basically just run around town in them. But we took a toll road there and a toll road back, and basically it was like freeway. Um, our MapQuest basically guided us. I received a $23 bill, which was basically driving 25 or 30 miles um, worth of toll road. One way, back way, um, 25 or 30 miles worth of toll road each way. So you know, maybe 50, 60 miles of toll road, $23. That's how much I paid. It's like, I guess if you were up in New York, the way they are, it's like you just basically get out of your car and they want to charge you, you know, big dollars for just walking or whatever. I don't know. Mr. Whistle, welcome, Mr. Whistle. How are you doing? But 23, and basically, I guess they had shot, they had an image of the rental car, so they basically charged the rental company. The rental company just took it off of my card. It's like I used a debit card for that, and they just took it off the card. It's like $23 and some change. And I had figured that, well, you know, in the next month, I'm probably going to get a bill from them for $8 or $10 or whatever. I figured $8 or $10, about $23 and some change for that. It's like, good God Almighty. Could you imagine if you're going to Dallas, because they've got toll roads up going towards Dallas? Could you imagine going towards Dallas and you drive 100 miles on a toll road? How much the bill would probably be right now? It's like it's a crime. And I've heard of places where they just charge outrageous sums of money for toll roads. I don't know. I'm like the older generations. I remember how prices were. Here I am reminiscing, Uncle Al, slap my hand. But I can remember how prices used to be back in the day when I was a kid. My father would go buy gas, or my mom would go buy gas, and it was like 28 cents a gallon. 28 cents a gallon, and back then it had lead in it. You know, I can remember it was 30 cents a gallon. You know, 30 cents a gallon, and that was back, I guess, in the early 70s. Back in the early 70s. You know, 50 years ago, probably. Just outrageous. Belinda's Country Living. Hello, Belinda. Thank you for coming. Mm. Good to the last drop. Maxwell House. Anyway, but it's Folgers coffee. 19 watching and 10 likes. Actually, 9 watching. 10 likes. I have not been getting as many views as I used to get. I look at some of the channels and they're doing live streams, and they'll have, I guess, after the fact, during and after the fact, and they'll have 100, 110, 120, maybe 150 views. There was a time when I was getting 300, 350 views on my live streams. I was doing them every day, and I was getting a lot more views. I was a lot more active on my channel, and that was before my wife, her health issue. When my wife started having her health problems, I went for a while without doing any live streams. I just wasn't live streaming. And then I got back where I started doing, one here and one there. You never knew when I was going to do a live stream, and I tried to announce it. I was doing lots of community posts about how my wife was doing, updates on my community wall and such, but I wasn't putting out content. I was putting out shorts. I was putting out some shorts, but I wasn't really putting out much. I wasn't live streaming. I wasn't doing videos or anything. It went way down. So I'm trying to build back up, but I can't guarantee you that I'm going to be doing a live stream every day now that I go back to work, because there are days when I'm really tired. I'm tired at the end of the day. And when I have been off and I haven't been doing a lot, yeah, I've been doing one just about every day for the last week or so. But just so y'all know, an AI apocalypse. Lurkers. Snow still coming down here. Well, Belinda. Snow apocalypse. Yeah, I can believe it. I'm glad you're doing fantastic, Mr. Whistle. So, for SHTF, or the possibility of SHTF, we've been replenishing our supplies of water, cases of water. 30 cases of water this weekend, 24 packs, 30. Replenishing. And we still have a bunch without that. And then gallon jugs. Went and did 15-gallon jugs. So need to do more gallon jugs. And we still had plenty of water. The water's number one. Food is number two. And they talk about, we need to have food for. We have food for. I'm at the point now where I'm basically buying freeze-dried. I'm basically buying freeze-dried. It's more expensive, but it lasts forever, just about. So I'm replacing, and then we're not using the freeze-dried. We're buying it, and we're basically stacking it. The ability to heat. You know, what happens if the power goes out? Well, I've got solar. I've got a couple of 12-volt kettles. I've got a couple of 12-volt cook pots. I've got lots of propane cookers. I've got lots of these little small stoves that will use butane. Got lots of butane. I buy these 4-packs. I take the cartridges. Got a bunch of those. Got a ton of this, a lot of this. Each of these will burn for 6 hours. You turn them on, you light them, you turn them off. You light them, you turn them off. You light them, you turn them. It takes less than 15 minutes to boil water. You know. Important. It's important to have stuff like that. Hey, Joseph Moore. How are you doing, Joseph? So what I would tell people, what I would advise people, I have done so many videos. Go back and look through my earlier videos, and some of them are not that long. They're not that, but they give good information. The only thing you probably need to do is update the prices on stuff. I've done a lot of videos on prepping and things to have, things that I bought. You go back and look at old community wall posts where I post items that I purchased that I own. Nobody's sponsoring me. I don't get paid, you know, to represent anybody for anything. These are items that I purchased myself with my money that I use, that I can recommend because I get good use from them. And I'm not, you know, take it for what it's worth. I'm not charging anybody for my advice. My advice is free. Take it for what it's worth. But you can go back and you can look at earlier videos, earlier wall posts that I've put out, and a lot of good stuff. And these are things that I recommend to people. You know, I recommend buying when you can get stuff on sale. You can get stuff on clearance. You can get stuff on sale. Transitions between the seasons when they're trying to clear stuff out. That's when they mark stuff way down, and that's when you go. If you have the money and if you have the need, you don't buy stuff just to buy stuff. But if this is something that you can use and something that would help you in an emergency, then you buy it. And you know, and that's my advice. The idea of people that buy. I'll have to watch later. Take care, David, and everyone. Thank you, Eric. I will be by to visit you. At Tractor Supply, fist fights over Mr. Buddy Heater. I can imagine. I can imagine. I have two. They say two is one. I have two. And you can put the 1 pound, or you can basically hook up a hose, and you can use a 20-pound tank if you want to, or a 30-pound tank. I used to think it'd be neat to have some of those 30-pound tanks. Now I'm glad I just have 20-pound tanks. I have several 20-pound tanks. Make sure that you got them topped off. I go and have them filled up, and you can actually get 20 pounds. Otherwise, if you just go and you get one you just do an exchange, it'll possibly have 15 and a half pounds of, propane. Yeah, it's horrible. Families and tents. Absolutely horrible. So what's going on in the news right now? What's coming up in the news right now? Well, the Speaker of the House has been affirmed. All the Democrats basically voted present, 215 of them. 218 Republicans voted for Johnson. One voted for somebody else, did not vote for him. And I think they're one seat short right now. So if they were all there, there'd be like 220 Republicans and 215 Democrats. So they don't have a lot of wiggle room. So that took place. And then on the 10th, supposedly, they're going to finish the farce of finally finish the farce of that trial up there in New York, that Judge Marchand is going to sentence Trump to whatever. I don't think he's going to sentence him to time or anything, but the Democrats are going to be happy because then they can say he's a convicted felon. And they want to be able to call Trump a convicted felon. How long it will take for them to overturn that, I do not know, but it will eventually be overturned. It'll be thrown out eventually. On the 20th is the inauguration. There's a lot of concern about something happening around the inauguration. They've had a couple of terrorist incidents. They had a bad one, a real bad one, in New Orleans. They had another one out west involving a Tesla truck. Somebody blew up, or somebody detonated a bunch of explosives inside of a Tesla truck, killed themselves, and the Tesla truck contained the blast, most of the blast. They're worried about copycats, copycats, and there will be a lot of activity as soon as Trump takes office. The Senate will start confirming his nominees, and then they can get to work. They'll put out a bunch of executive orders stopping stuff that Biden had done, because as soon as Biden took office day one, he put out a bunch of executive orders stopping things that Trump had done, basically making it, just opening the border wide open, just saying, come on in. So they'll be doing a bunch of stuff with that. And the Mexicans are already in a panic. The Canadians are already in a panic. The Chinese aren't bright enough to panic, but they're stressed out over what is going to happen. They're saying that if China really wants to go into Taiwan, the best time for them to do it is before Trump takes office, because chances are the Biden administration would not do that much. That they would not completely support, and then by the time Trump got into office, they'd be fighting on the island, and it'd be a lot harder for the United States for intervention after they've already got a foothold and they're already fighting on the island, So that's something that they're worried about. Mom of 4 boys. Welcome, Mom of 4 boys. Uh, 10 in the house, 13 likes. How are you doing, Rachel? Yeah, they are. They're killing innocent people. Um, you know, it really is a sad state of affairs. It really is a sad state of affairs. Like these idiots that are proclaiming loyalty to ISIS. That guy from Houston, and he's from Houston, Texas. He was living in Houston, Texas, in a rundown house. Um, he was using a rental vehicle for what he did, and he swore allegiance to ISIS. Absolutely just disgusting. One of the things, I'll show you real fast. One of the things that the wife got me for Christmas, I've already opened it up and used it. Clippers with all the attachments for various things. Lots of good stuff. Lots of good stuff, different length. For the beard, the head's like clean. So, nice little gift. And I don't even know what she paid for it, but I don't think she paid very much. I hope she didn't pay very much. I like to get stuff cheap. Yeah, it doesn't help when the police chief removed the... Look at who the police chief was, that Kilpatrick woman. I mean, sometimes you wonder, like, you know, are some of these people like what they call DEI hires? I see a lot of DEI hires walking around, you know. They get paid quite well. They got other people basically doing stuff for them. The other people are running the business, but then they're the management. They walk around, stand around, can barely stand erect sometimes. And I worry about, you know, what's going to happen with the border. I do worry about what's going to happen with the border. And I think about it a lot. That, you know, it took years and years and years and years and years for things to get the way they are now. And don't think that, you know, because the Democrats, from what I understand, they're looking to hold Trump accountable. So they're going to be putting up, suppose they're going to be putting up legislation with each of these promises that he made to see whether he'll support it or not, because he claimed he'd support it. So, you know, basically my recommendation would be the Republicans, who are in the majority, they have to sponsor this stuff. Take your time, be thorough, make sure you write it right, and just start knocking these things off, start checking them off, you know. And then make sure that people know that it was you that did it. So like when he says, no taxes on tips, and different things that really good ideas. Sponsor the legislation. Don't let the Democrats try to claim it. You were the one that came up with it, then you claim it. Choke it down their throat. You know, don't let Don't let the Democrats get the high ground in anything. Fight from the high ground. Fight from the high ground. Uh, 10 in the house, 13 likes, 30 minutes in. $14 likes. Well, okay, if you see 14 likes, 14 likes. Plane crash in Colorado. I know there was a plane crash in Korea, wasn't it? Plane crash in Colorado. When was the plane crash in Colorado? I haven't been really looking at the news today. I don't watch a lot of the stuff that, a lot of people watch. I don't watch that stuff. I don't watch current news. I don't watch any of the news programs. I'll get clips from some stuff, rebroadcast clips. I don't I don't I just don't have the patience to, watch that crap, and especially the tone that they take on certain things. You know. Like if you get one of the mainstream networks, anything Republican, it's like they're trying to avoid throwing up when they have to say something other. That's how much the hatred is there. It's like steam is coming out of their nose and their ears. Evelyn Official. Welcome, Evelyn Official. Oh, a light plane crashed into a building. Okay. We had a plane crash about a month ago. We had a plane crash here in Victoria, Texas. Probably made news. Plane lost power, a twin engine. Lost power over by East High School. Tried to land on the road, 4-lane road. Tried to land on the road. Hit 3 vehicles. 3 vehicles crashed. Nobody was killed, luckily. And I mean to tell you, they had that thing blocked off for almost 2 days, trying to get pictures of everything and measure everything and research everything, and they had that road blocked off where people couldn't get, just. And that's at East High School, which is major traffic area. Probably about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That happened before school got out. Well, don't come up with it. They're supposed to be unbiased. That if you look at what the universities are putting out, the colleges, the universities, what they're putting out, and all the liberalism and all of the BS that they're trying to put into kids' heads, and they're trying to basically, like white hatred of yourself. If you're white, you basically have to resent yourself and resent your ancestors because they're such horrible people, and you're such a horrible person for being white. You know. And they're putting that crap out. I watch some of the interviews that they interview a Republican, and then some of these Republicans are pretty slick, and they slam them. They throw it. I mean, they make them look stupid. They ask stupid questions and make them look stupid. Please feel free to drop your link, Evelyn. Everybody in here has a Blue Ranch, so everybody in here can access any channel. But if you want to drop your link, go ahead and drop your link if it'll make you feel better. Yeah, fires. Houses on fires. Every so often there's a fire. Electrical electrical, or something happens, they leave something on, something shorts out, old electric wiring and such. Things happen. Or you have a natural gas line or something, gas line, and something happens that sparks it off, and you have some little explosion. Then something burns down. Yeah, 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 yeah. A lot of times people lose pets. Things happen. Nobody's home. The pets can't get out, and the pets get burned up, or they die horrible deaths. Yeah, horrible. Absolutely horrible. Lots of bad stuff happens, and a lot of it doesn't make the news. It'll make the local news, but it won't make news outside of the local area. So right now, if you go to Walmart, and the standard prices are the same wherever you go, or supposed to be about the same wherever you go. So you go to Walmart and you buy a 24 pack of purified water, drinking water, um, a 24 pack of the great value water is $3.48. Used to be you'd pay 10 cents a bottle a couple of years ago. Now it's about 3.50. And there are places I'm sure you can get a little bit cheaper than that. Some of these generic places, little dollar stores and such, you can probably get a little bit cheaper than that. You might be able to get a little bit cheaper than that at Costco or Sam's Club. I just got through having to renew my membership to Sam's Club, $50. I see so many what I would call foreigners. You go into Sam's and there's so many of them in there. You know, so many of them in there. And they go to the little, they've got a little luncheon bar in there where you can go and you can buy a slice of pizza and a drink, a hot dog and a drink, a pretzel. You can buy pizza. You can get ice cream, sodas. They have a small little menu of what you can get. Very inexpensive. People go in there and they take their kids in there to eat. Seen a lot of them that take their kids in there to eat. Now, some legitimately like me shopping. I went in there and I spent about $150 buying stuff. I bought a couple boxes of coffee pods, those 100 packs of Folgers coffee pods. But drink a lot of coffee. The wife drinks a little bit of coffee. I drink a lot of coffee. And she wanted tuna, and I bought a couple of different of the tunas. And then she wanted mayonnaise, and I got mayonnaise, and just so. But I went and bought a couple of the hot dogs. I had one. She had one. I brought them home. The drinks, they're very limited on the drinks. You can either get Pepsi products, you get Dr. Pepper products, or you can get tea, and the tea's nasty. You get the brisk, or you get the raspberry brisk, or whatever. That stuff is nasty. Either you get a Diet Dr. Pepper, or you get a Diet Pepsi, or Zero, or whatever, and that's what their options. They don't have Coke products. Sam sells Coke products, but they're not at their, you know. I think they'd do a lot better if they had Cokes. Because I think more people drink Coke than Pepsi. Yes, please, if you come in late um, and you want to help me, uh, run the replay. Run my playlist that gives me watch hours. If you want to help me with views, run my shorts. Run my shorts. And or run run a playlist of my shorts, and I have not updated my playlist. I need to update my playlist, but I haven't updated my playlist, so I'm probably about 100 shorts behind on my playlist being updated. Just you want to just run my shorts from the playlist, or run my. I do every day. Every time I do a live stream, I put it on the playlist. So if you were to run my live stream playlist, just running it for time, give me watch time, I appreciate it. Leave comments, appreciate it. I haven't been running playlist. I used to run playlist. I'd make a playlist, and there's 5 or 6 different channels that would run mine, that I would run theirs, and I got massive amounts of hours, from it. Right now, I'm down below 300. I'm at like 250 watch hours right now, and I was averaging 600 plus watch hours before, and just, I mean, I don't expect people to do it for me if I'm not doing it for them, and I just haven't gotten back to doing it. Hey, Mike, how are you doing? My go-to guy, Mike, Crusher Reviews. I had another ration channel on earlier, Eric's MRE Reviews and More. I told him I'd go over and give him some love. I believe I'm caught up with all of your stuff, Mike. Watching the Lions game, okay. I understand. Mike puts out really good material if you like freeze-dried reviews, and if you like all sorts of reviews of different types of MREs and foreign MREs and all that sort of good stuff. Mike's your guy. He puts out some really good material. He hasn't been putting out that much lately. It's either hot or cold with him. He'll either drop 2 or 3 of them, or he'll go for a period of weeks without him dropping anything. Just, I guess it depends on his life, how life is going. He's got some beautiful kids. I tell you, you need to do a couple of more. You need to do a couple more ration reviews with your daughters. He's got his daughters are just beautiful little things, and I mean they're really intelligent little girls, and I enjoyed watching them interact and how mature they were, and all. My daughters are in their 20s. My daughters are in their mid-20s. Both of them are married now. Just got through with the latest one the day, well, 2 weeks ago, and just enjoying it. I found a new freeze-dried company called Honey's Kitchen. Okay. I made a note. I've noticed getting ready to send out some more of my boxes to people. Coghlan's is now using slightly different packaging, different images. This is the original one. This is the new one. And new stuff coming in. New stuff coming in. Oop. Got a review coming. That's good. 10 watching and 15 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel. Be greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. Hey, enjoy your dinner. My best to your missus. Joseph Moore is a really nice young man. Beautiful family. And I've encouraged him to start creating content. Just load a few shorts. Get her going. So I'm trying to spread the love. I am. And made sesame honey sesame chicken tonight. Well, that's good. I haven't had supper. Either the wife will come up with something other, or I might eat some cereal. When I was a kid, my mother was a really good cook. She cooked a lot, and then once in a while she'd order out. We'd get takeout or whatever. I ate whatever was given to me. I didn't complain about it. And we were fairly affluent, so we could afford, And I ate what I ate was I didn't complain. I ate what was put in front of me. I ate also. I eat liver. A lot of people don't like the taste of liver, but I'd eat liver and onions with ketchup. Used to go to the cafeteria a lot, and I get liver and onions. But today, man, the way a lot of people are, they act like they're royalty. You give them something other they don't particularly like, they're not going to eat. They'll starve before they eat something other that they didn't, particularly like. Oh, I don't like that. Decent food, and then they complain. Spoiled. So I'm hearing stuff about flu-like symptoms. A lot of people have flu-like symptoms. My daughter had the flu. Went to the doctor Monday. This past Monday. And she didn't have her insurance card. She had an image of her insurance card from her phone, but she didn't have an insurance card, and they wouldn't accept it. And I had to pay. I tried to take care of it. My wife went with her. $152 for an urgent care clinic, one of these clinics. $152. And I got on to her. I said, you want to, at the emergency room, that's $900. I said, you got insurance? Then you need to have the damn insurance card. You need to get with your employer, and you need to get your insurance card. Plus, the other thing is that they put out new cards at the beginning of the year. Like my wife and I got brand new cards, brand new insurance cards. She got a vision and dental card. I have vision and dental on my school insurance. Dental I don't need. I've never had a cavity. I have all my teeth. Never had a cavity. But that's my superpower. I inherited my father. My father had all of his teeth. Now bald, blind, but I got my teeth. Yeah, biowarfare, they're talking about that over in China. And they're talking about, we see one of the things with China, China's aging. Most countries are aging. The workforces are aging. They don't have near as many young people as they got older people. Older people use resources. Younger people are very productive, and they don't have the health problems that older people do. They're less expensive to keep going. But as they get older, then things happen. Well, they're not having as many kids. They don't have as many kids as they had. And the tax base, the people have been paying, now they're going to start receiving. And more of them are starting to receive. So they're talking about the medical facilities over there and the crematoriums over there are very overworked. As they die, they cremate them. And one of the ways we knew that they were having a lot of problems with the back a few years ago is that they were making massive purchases of funeral urns, and we apparently, our news or our government or whatever, they were able to identify all these purchases of funeral urns. They were making massive purchases of funeral urns, a lot more than normal. So, why would you be buying funeral urns if you weren't using them? And that's some of the things that I'm hearing about in the news. Well, when I was about 30 years old, I had my wisdom teeth out. The only work I've had on my mouth is I had my wisdom teeth out. Two of them they pulled, two of them they cut because they were impacted. I had all four of my wisdom teeth out by an oral surgeon. Gave me a little blue pill, put me to sleep. I woke up feeling like Dracula. It was right before Halloween. I was about 30 years old. I guess I was about 30 years old at the time. And I missed like 3 days of work. I took about 5 days recovery. Had it done, missed about 3 days of work. And they had these dissolving stitches, so I never had to go back. They gave me a prescription for antibiotics. Back then, I took antibiotics for about a week. And I felt like Dracula for 3 or 4 days, and that was it. Only work. I've had my teeth cleaned. I haven't had my teeth cleaned in probably 10 years. Used to go and have my teeth cleaned. Went down to Mexico one time with my wife, and I would take her down there and they do dental work on her because she's got some dental issues. And they said, "Oh, you got cavities." Really? I've never had a cavity. Mind you, I'm 40 years old. What's this about? I got cavities? They backed off in a hurry on that one. Because I periodically would go to the dentist once a year or so, and I'd have my teeth cleaned. And they backed off on that in a hurry when I told them how did I develop cavities? I've never had a cavity. That's my superpower. That's my superpower. I got all sorts of crap wrong with me, but I have good teeth. And knock on wood, never had a broken bone. I've got used to drink massive amounts of milk back in the days. Jocelyn. Hello, Jocelyn. Thank you for coming. My friend Jocelyn over on the other side, 13 hours ahead. It's Monday morning over there. And I mean, Jocelyn has an outstanding channel. You support her, she will support you. Puts out a lot of good content. Beautiful young lady. Beautiful daughter. Really, really, really good person. Really like her. So I encourage you to support her. Do I brush with hot water? I will use hot water to clean my toothbrush. And then I just use whatever toothpaste I've got. I don't floss. I've never flossed. I don't floss. I didn't have the patience to floss. Plus, every once in a while, when I would try to floss, I go through too hard and cut myself, and I did not like doing that. I did not like that, so I don't do that. But I would use hot water to clean my brush. But no, when I just water and then I would gargle. Matter of fact, like here's a new bottle. Just generic stuff, Equate. Hadn't opened this one. Just sitting here. I got a bunch of it. That's one I just hadn't you know. And I buy what's on sale. Hey, take care, Mike. Thank you for coming. Appreciate you. So Uncle Al is putting out a lot of shorts about beans. He's the bean man. He's putting out a lot of pinto beans. Pinto beans are very good. There's very good protein. Very, you put put some bacon in it or put some pork in it, and for flavoring. And I mean, you cook those. You cook up a pot of beans with cornbread. Uh, I used to hear stories when I was a boy. My mother would tell stories about how her grandmother and her great grandmother would feed the hobos back during the Depression. She was born 20 21, 23, somewhere along in there. And I have to check. I'm trying to remember. But she would tell stories about how she was a little girl. It was in the 20s, it was in the 30s. So during the Depression was about 10 years long until the war started. And the hobos, they had railroad run through Sinton. And they would transport everything by, and the hobos would ride the railroads. And they had a reputation that they would feed the hobos. They lived biggest home in Sinton, big, huge, with the columns and everything. And that was one of the, I guess that was their ministry, They would feed the hobos. Beans, cornbread, coffee. And it's like running a soup kitchen. And they would do that, way that they would give back, and that's where with the poor people, they would go to churches, they'd go to soup kitchens, or somebody very well-to-do would sponsor a soup kitchen or whatever, and that's how the poor people ate, the ones that just were destitute. I will stay tuned, young lady. I will stay tuned. Appreciate you. Well, we'd use bacon. Uncle Al would use bacon. We would use some pork. Cut up some pork, put it for flavoring. And that was 8 in the house, 15 likes. So I go back to work tomorrow. Hopefully I'll do a live stream. Tomorrow's a work day. The kids will not be there. Kids come in Tuesday. So hopefully I'll have the energy. And I'll be able to do a live stream tomorrow. If I don't, I'll do a community wall post to let you know. But I'm trying to get my watch hours back up. And I'm posting. I'll be putting up a couple of more shorts. I've got some stuff from Bucky's I need to put up. I really haven't been putting up any images of my daughter, her new husband, any of the. I've got short footage from the wedding that I may put up. I'm trying to basically her privacy. I'm trying to not put any pictures of the folks up. I will be back tomorrow with another edition. Thank you for coming in, Uncle Al. I'll be back tomorrow for another edition of Coffee Talk. I try to do an hour. If sometimes I do less than an hour, I do 30 minutes, I do 20, 30 minutes. And I appreciate you guys leaving comments. Please leave likes. I try to give back. And I will be doing another giveaway. I'll be doing another giveaway box this coming week. Got to put together. I have all the components and everything. I just have to put it together, and it'll be going to Devil Dog Prepper, who is a Marine and who has a lot of health issues. He had a tumor on his optic nerve, had surgeries. He's still suffering, trying to recover from that. Keep him in your prayers. Keep Uncle Al in your prayers. He's got a lot of health issues. Also, he's sort of getting this dotage. He talks about me and my dotage, or that I'm, Alzheimer's or whatever, old timers. My mind's still here. It's just slowing down a little bit. When I get up in the morning, I thank God for the day. You never know, and you won't. If you don't wake up, you won't know it. Next thing you know, it'll be Judgment Day before the Lord. Say the Lord's Prayer. Take your medication. Drink your coffee. Contemplate the day. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Show your upbringing, your home training. Honor your parents. This way to honor your parents. Parents no longer honor them by showing what sort of upbringing they gave you. Be kind to older people. One day you'll be old if you're not old already. And a good leader is a good follower. Lead by example. Be a team player. I hope to be back tomorrow, 7 p.m. Appreciate you guys. I'll be uploading some more. Content. Please leave likes and comments. Appreciate it. And everybody, please have a blessed day. Thank you. Good night. Bye-bye.